Hi, I'm Toni, and this is your daily tarot reading. So let's see, what messages does the Oracle cards have for you today? Oh, did y'all see that? Like floated over my face. You know, last Monday, if you didn't see last Monday's video, I'm gonna go ahead and post it here because it was like, here, because it was a great way to start the week. And I thought, well, I mean, we're never gonna get that lucky again. I was wrong. Happiness. What a amazing way to start the week. Let's get that to focus real clearly. There we go. What an incredible way to start the week. Happiness. You know, I always found this to be an interesting picture to have on this deck because, you know, when we think of happiness, usually I think of like, you know, sunshine and rainbows and butterflies and fields of flowers and things. But on this particular deck, they chose to use a hot air balloon, and it's a hot air balloon that's, you know, fully expanded. And so it's just full. And so it's just, it's warm and it's lifted and it's got the high viewpoint. It's in high vibration, if you will. And so that's kind of the energy here. This is about you being fully expanded, fully in your authentic self, and allowing your authentic self to show you, to show the world, I should say, to show the world who you are. And that's just a little beacon of happiness. So let's look at the tarot. All right. Wow, I couldn't even get the words out and the cards are flying. Y'all see that? So this is in the past position. We have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is about being on the outside, okay? And feeling kind of like you're on the outside. So regards to happiness, it's one of those things where it could be that up to this moment, you've felt very much like happiness is more of a moment or a situation, or, you know, happiness is a fleeting experience. Happiness is not something that we hold on to. And let me make sure I clarify here. When I say happiness, you know, if you're somebody who feels like happiness is not something that can be held on to, happiness is not meant to be sustained full time, okay? Life is about duality. You know, we have the law of duality, okay? And the law of duality states that what goes up must, or where there's a left, there's a right. Almost what goes up comes down. That's not the law of duality. That's the law of physics. But when the law of duality is, if there's a left, there's a right. Y'all, my mouth gets going too quick. Let's try that again. If there's a left, there's a right. If there's a black, there's a white. If there's a day, there's a night. There's two sides to everything, duality. And so happiness, you can't sustain happiness forever. Happiness is just one of those things where it would actually burn you out to stay in the vibration of happiness all the time, because it's such a high vibration of happiness is. And we live in the third dimension, and the third dimension is a low vibration. And so quite honestly, you would exhaust yourself. Have you ever tried to smile for 5 minutes straight? If you haven't, I would invite you to right now set a timer to the biggest smile. I mean, I want it all the way up to your eyes, smile, and hold that smile for 5 minutes and see how much your face hurts when that's over. Because happiness, it's just like anything, it's not sustainable. We can only take it in doses. But when we say happiness is not something that you can have all the time, yes, it is. Happiness is something you can have all the time. I feel happy, I would say, at least 99% of the time. That's actually true. The other 1% of the time is just life. But for the most part, I'm probably the happiest person you're ever going to meet because I choose that. That's a choice that I made a very long time ago as a child, that I would choose to be happy over all the hatefulness and divisiveness I saw growing up. So that I just kind of want to state that even though it's not possible to always, I guess 99% of the time is not true. Like 90% of the time, we'll say I'm probably happy. But the 10% that I'm not happy, very little of it's very low vibe. You know what I mean? Because so we can exist on this low vibrational planet and choose to keep our vibe as high as we like, okay? So I just want to make sure you understand how that works. This is not something that happiness is not, you're not going to be 100% happy all the time, but you get there quite a lot, all right? But it could be that you've just been somebody who's struggled with being able to find a life that makes you feel happy. Now, I want to validate those of you who have actual depression. I don't want to take that away from you. I don't want to say that you could think your way out of it. I don't want to say that you could smile your way out of that. There's no such thing as that, okay? I don't want to, take away your validation. I'm talking about somebody who is not clinically depressed or situationally depressed, okay? Just living life out here on these streets, right? And happiness may have felt very far away from you up to this point. So let's see what we got. I mean, I couldn't even get the question out before present card jumped. Y'all see, I went to pick it up, it went shoo. And speaking of the present, look who is showing up here right now. This is the card of right now, the Wheel of Fortune. So this is the card of it is your time. The time has come. The Wheel of Fortune is card number 10. 10, the number 10 in numerology is the end of the cycle, okay? So this is about ending cycles and letting something go. And what's funny about that is that this card right here, the Five of Pentacles, 5 in numerology is the number of change. So even though this may have felt very elusive, happiness may have felt very elusive, just know that you were always on the path experiencing change. And honestly, when I see the number 5 and I talk about the change, really, I just see that as contrast. Life was giving you a lot of contrast, giving you a lot of opportunities to see happiness and to see the opposite of happiness and to know what you wanted and what you didn't. So that when the time came, you could choose, kind of like I told you, I choose to be happy most of the time. You could choose that. Okay, and again, I'm just not trying to take away from anybody who is in a situation where that's not an option right now. I just want to let those of us who are just living our normal 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, nothing extraordinary is going on outside of, you know, our homes, you know, within our homes, our life, everything's okay. Doesn't mean the outside world's not crazy, but our world's pretty normal day to day, but you just can't find happiness. Maybe it's hard. This is the best card we could possibly hope for, okay? This is the card of its time. This is the end of the cycle. This is the time for you, Wheel of Fortune, for you to finally get that fortune, and it could be money. It could be money that's coming towards you. But whatever this is a shift, a fundamental shift, and you choosing to maybe just to try to find the brighter side of life. And this is one of those things where it feels like I don't want to be dismissive, but very often we choose, we're the jailers of we're the makers of our own jail. We're the ones who keep, the jailers who keep us in our own cells. Our cells. Wow, did I get a southern accent just then? Cells. We're the jailer. I'm trying to say jailer and cell, and it came out sale. Jailer. We're the jailer who keeps us in our own cells, and those cells being unhappiness, anger, frustration, anxiety, fear, and so on and so on and so on, okay? This is the moment where you've always felt just like, I don't know if I could just find a way to be happy in this world. This is the moment where you decide, you know what, life is too short to be anything less than happy. And as you do that, as you actually choose that, and I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, because like I said, outside of my own home, the world outside is going kind of crazy, and it's kind of sometimes hard to want to feel happy about it. But that doesn't mean I can't be happy in my own life, because my life is pretty awesome, and I'm going to choose to be happy because I'm going to choose to be the change I wish to see. And okay, I'm not trying to, like, you know, sunshine and butterfly you and be like, oh, positive thinking only, no negative thinking. No, bullcrap. Of course, I just said there's duality. You're gonna be angry at some point during the day. You're gonna get frustrated at some point during the day. You may have anxiety. You may have fear. That's normal too. But when that energy comes up, I feel it. I don't try to stifle it. I don't try to shove it down. I feel it. I express it. Oh boy, do I express it. Oh yes, I do. And once I've said what I need to say and feel what I need to say, I let it go. I transmute that crap and get back to my natural state of happiness, okay? And this is, I think, kind of a message, at least for one of you right now who's watching this. That's your message as well. So let's see. I have not looked at the future cards the whole time because I've been really waiting to see if I was on the right path. We have not one but two cards. Look up. First, we have the Nine of Cups. This is you getting everything you want. Your cup is overflowing. You are satisfied. You are happy. Why? Because we have Death. Death is, this is the card of change, of new beginnings, of letting the old you die so the new you can come forward. So this is the death of the person, the metaphorical death, okay? Not the literal death, the metaphorical death of the person who is like, well, life sucks and I'm just mad about it, or I'm just gonna be angry, or I'm just gonna be fearful, or I'm just gonna keep myself in a low vibration. And when I say happiness, I don't mean you're just gonna be like, gee, golly, willikers. No, I don't mean that either, okay? I'm just saying, if you know me, and if you ever spent more than 2 seconds talking to me, you know that I'm just not somebody who chooses to be upset about life. I mean, don't get me wrong, we can talk about certain things that's going on, that, you know, where people are dying and who are innocent, and people who are being, you know, persecuted and all that. We can talk about that, and that will upset me, and that will enrage me, and that'll get me to take action and choose to do things to help. But that doesn't mean that when we're not doing that and I'm not helping and I'm not, you know, in that conversation, that I'm choosing to stay in that energy. And this is what this energy is. This is a choice that you're making, choosing to let that old version of you go, this version that just stays in the hopelessness of this world. Because that's the thing. I think I see too many people going, well, look around us. There's wars, there's things going on in countries I don't want to mention because YouTube will somehow keep me from being shown to so many people, but bad things happen to innocent little babies, okay? And in other countries. And all those things are happening. And it's like, how should I be feeling great about life when politics, religions, wars, blah, 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 blah. Because you should. Because God did not create you. The universe did not put you here in this time, place, and space to be miserable. The universe brought us here so that we could all collectively in this time and place and space come together to end our misery, and as collectively, as a group, come together to choose to everybody focus on healing, to raising the consciousness, to raising the frequency, to raising the vibration, to love and above. You know, this is what we talk about when we're going from the, you know, the 3D to the 4D to the 5D, you know, as everybody talks about the raising, the ascension process. That's what they mean. That doesn't mean, and the thing is that a lot of times, right before it gets better, it gets a whole lot worse. And that's what's going on outside right now. Outside my home, it's getting a whole lot worse. There are just people being terrible to each other is all we're going to say. That does not mean I have to contribute to the problem by like, oh, this sucks. I'm so angry, or I'm so depressed, or it'll never get better, or I'm scared to go out. If I do that, I'm just adding to the problem. And they're asking you to stop keeping yourself outside of a loving home, a loving life. It's time to shift your perspective. If you want the world to have a higher perspective, then it's got to begin with you. In order to be happy, and maybe that word's triggering for you, some people, because I kind of get this energy when I said it. I'm like, ooh, I could feel it. But if you want to be happy, you got to let go of the want to be unhappy. Some of y'all are just determined to be miserable. Some of y'all are just looking for something to be mad about, sad about, have a fight about. How's that working for you? How is that working for you? Let's look at the blocks. Let's look at the blocks. I mean, loudly, the tarot is talking today. They are not even joking around today. Here is the Chariot in reverse. The block is that you are holding yourself in a place of fear, and you're not wanting, or anger, or discontent, or whatever this is that you're feeling that is less than happiness, love, joy. And listen, again, it's not like I feel happiness, love, and joy 100% of the time. Heck, I don't even feel joy maybe once a day sometimes. But I do feel a lot of happiness. I do feel a lot of just like gratitude and appreciation, which is even higher than happiness. If you can sit in gratitude and appreciation, that is even higher than happiness. Just sitting in that place will move you forward. But this is, a lot of you are just determined to stay. And you're just, this woman has no idea what she's talking about. She is just trying to, you know, sunshine and roses us and tell us to never feel negative things. And I never said anything like that. And she's trying to tell us to ignore the bad things that are happening outside our life. I didn't say that either. What I said is, it's one thing to feel it and to acknowledge it and to take action on it. It's another thing to sit in the energy of it and amplify it and make it worse. Do you want to keep staying in this place of pain and anger and discontent? Or do you want us all, not just you, but the whole group, to move forward, to move in the direction of a higher viewpoint, of a higher vibration, of love and above? That's your choice, because believe it or not, people are like, oh, what can I do to help the people, 10,000 miles away who are hungry and being, oppressed. It begins with you. Stop being angry and mad and sad all the time, and instead trying to get us all on the same boat of, hey, this lower vibration is what keeps us divided. This lower vibration is what keeps us separated. This lower vibration is what keeps all the walls of divisiveness, I can't talk, held up. I don't know what is wrong with my mouth today. It's Monday. That's what it is. It is a Monday. So let's see where we're going. Let's see. Guidance and advice. Tarot is not joking today, y'all. The Two of Wands, it's time to make a different choice. It's time to look at your world objectively and say, how's this working out for me? How is this way I've been feeling, behaving, and doing working out for me? And if it's not, maybe I should take a different route. Maybe I should try something new. Maybe I should, I don't know, try a different behavior. The underlying cards, and we're just gonna bounce right on these two cards. These are the last two. I can't believe how long I've talked today. And by the way, if you've enjoyed this and you would like a private reading with me, the link to my shop is down below. Look, the underlying cards to support this is the World and the Four of Cups. Here is you literally rejecting love because you're so focused on the outside world and whatever it is, the manufactured outrage of the moment that you're focused on. This is it. And this is like the universe trying to offer you love, literally love and happiness, a higher viewpoint. See how it's above his head, a higher viewpoint. You're like, no. I'm just going to focus on the stuff that, doesn't matter. Okay. The stuff that I can't do much about, but I'm gonna get really mad about it and get really angry about it and just keep all my energy right there on it all the time. Here's the World. The World is the end of the cycle. Remember, I said number 10, this is the end of the cycle. Number 5 is big changes are coming. Big changes are coming because you are ending cycles. You are choosing to look at your world objectively and saying, you're right. I am only one person, but if I want there to be a change, it begins with me. It begins with me not being so down and beaten up and choosing instead just to have a very simple mind shift during the day. This is not like Pollyanna. This is not pretending that the bad stuff's not happening. This is not, ignoring it or not acknowledging it. That's not what we're asking. What we're asking is how are you letting all the stuff that's happening outside of you impact you on the inside? And how are you allowing it to be something that you carry around all day long and that it impacts you so much so that your world doesn't seem to be going in the direction you want it to be because you're focused on just the negative. So you attract more and more and more negativity to you instead of feeling it, processing it, letting it go, transmuting it, letting it out of your body. In other words, like feeling letting the energy move through you and let it out. Not holding on to it and letting it define you and become you, okay? Who are you if you're not who the world tells you should be when you listen to the news? That's the job here, is come back to your natural state of being, which is a pretty high and happy, not high, like metaphorically high and happy person, all right? If you enjoy this and you're still here, you know what? I love you because you're the real ones and I love you so much. All right, so if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, or if you, like I said, if you want a private reading with me, be sure to check out the link to my Etsy shop down below. Come back tomorrow. I'll be here. I hope you will be too. Love you so much. Take care of yourself. Bye.